Hello and welcome to Focus IR. I am John Human, and today I'm going to be delving once again into the amazing innovations going on at tissue research specialist BSF Enterprise, this time in the form of lab-grown leather. You can probably guess what it does, but there's a lot of incredible science going on behind this product. And here to tell us more about it is the project manager of lab-grown leather and senior research and development scientist at 3D Biotissues, Emily Telford. Welcome, Emily.
Hi, thank you. Great to talk to you this morning.
Great to have you on. So before we talk more about the company and what it's doing, perhaps tell us a little bit about yourself and your background. How did you come to be involved with this project?
Yeah, my background is actually in cancer biology. So I did a PhD in prostate cancer research, looking at what goes wrong to make it be able to spread around the body. Cellular agriculture only came in as a postdoc or a research associate. Was a job going at Newcastle University in Professor Jay Collins' university lab, working under Ricardo Govier, who are the co-founders of 3D Biotissues, which then became part of BSF, which I am now part of. So that was lab-grown meat, actually. And then my second project was growing skin models for cosmetic testing, so trying to eliminate animals from cosmetic testing. And so 2021, I was growing skin. I started working part-time at 3D Biotissues, and they were looking at how the commercial opportunities of that skin, and which led to leather. I joined the company full-time in 2022 as a research scientist. I'm still currently a research and development scientist at 3D Biotissues. But this year we created lab-grown leather, and I am project coordinator of that.
No, it's an absolutely fascinating company. There's so many applications for this technology. And leather is a really interesting one. So I mean, there's been synthetic alternatives to leather for some time. What's different about what you're doing?
Yep. So ours is skin or leather. It is actually the real thing. We take cells from animals, skin cells, to grow skin. So that really sets us apart from especially the early alternatives, which were plastic. Really, obviously, all the environmental impacts of that and microplastics and things. More recently, there's been a big drive for bio-based, so things like mycelium and plant-based leathers, but they're not leather. You know, we have replicated leather at the fundamental molecular structure. If you zoom in with a microscope, it looks the same as skin, and then it is processed the same as animal hide or skin to turn it into leather, which you can't do with these alternatives. There's an emerging market for other kind of lab-derived, cell-derived leathers, but they normally use a scaffold, and by which I mean it's kind of like a sponge that the cells will go into to give it that three-dimensional shape. And we don't do that. The cells can grow a whole body. They can grow skin. They can build their own 3D structure. And so we don't rely on any other additives, which means that it can be processed. And importantly, for the final product, it then is the real thing. It is leather, where nothing else that's been developed compares. In terms of leather is a wonderful material. The longevity of it, the durability, the range of applications it can be used for, and these alternatives are materials in their own right, but they're not leather, and they don't replicate all of what leather can do.
And you know, it's a lot of people have a problem with leather, though. I mean, so this is another advantage of it. This is an ethical product. And as you say, it has environmental benefits, even over the production of traditional leather and other alternatives as well.
Yes. The obvious one is the ethical implications. You don't need animals, so you don't need farm animals, you don't need to slaughter animals to create leather anymore. And we are growing what is needed. We're not growing the whole animal. We're not wasting energy fighting infections and moving around. We're just growing the skin that will make leather, which means that you need a lot less land, a lot less water. There's less CO2 production, less methane gas production, for example. You also streamline the whole leather making process. So at the moment, you need to slaughter an animal, collect its skin or hide. Then you need to get rid of the bits that you don't want, the hair, the fat. We are starting with what is needed to make leather. So you get rid of what they call it's the beam house process, so the whole first stages of leather production, where you have quite a lot of environmental benefits, so savings there as well. And then in terms of cost, obviously that is the environmental cost and ethical cost completely outweighs traditional leather. If we're talking monetary costs, yes, because it is a more efficient process. It's actually 3 to 4 times more efficient than growing an animal. There is cost savings. Obviously, this comes with scale. So we're talking in the future, the bigger you scale, the cheaper the product, as well as technological advances, which BSF is at the forefront of.
And you're already working with some companies within some of those vertical sectors. Luxury fashion, in particular, seems a hot spot for you. Tell us what's going on with the company there.
Yes, we have had interest from some of the biggest names in luxury fashion, as well as jewellery and automotive interior as well. We've had successful proof of concepts, and we're really in a good position at the moment. The feedback from them is that what is currently on the market just doesn't meet their requirements for their products, and doesn't replicate leather. You're talking about brands who are making products that want that product to last a lifetime and then possibly be passed on to their children, and the synthetic leathers can't do that, whereas lab-grown leather can. So they're really keen to keep engaging with us, work with us, help us develop a product that, when it is industrialized, will meet their requirements. So, yeah, really proud to have them as continuing partners and future customers.
Yeah, and you mentioned proof of concept. So they've actually had samples of what you make and have assessed it and said, yeah, this is what we're after.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's great. We've shown some of the leather to people and they want to work with us. So they've actually held it in their hand. The leather industry or the fashion industry is quite physical, that they start pulling it and things. So it smells like leather, it feels like leather, it looks like leather. And then the proof of concept, we have sent them skin, and they've put that through their leather processing plants, so tanneries, to create their own leather. And the results have been really positive so far.
No, it's fantastic. I suspect they really put it through its paces as well. And it's I guess we're talking luxury suitcases and luggage and all sorts of handbags. And that handbags are a massive industry. And yeah, they're fussy customers, I suspect. So obviously you mentioned the process needs to be industrialised before this can be delivered at scale. Where are we in terms of that? You've obviously got a product, it exists, you can make it. How far are we down the road to it being a commercial product that you can sell at scale?
Yes. So obviously we've got a product, we've got a process to create that product. We've done that quite a few times at lab scale in-house, and have shown that that's quite a robust, repeatable process. It's been tested in an industrial setting. So we are primed now to scale up and industrialise, with plans to create a pilot plant in the next 18 to 24 months. And that will really help us. Already there's demand for our product, which we can't meet, and that demand's only going to grow. So.
Yeah, indeed. But presumably that demand will help you get the financing you need to get that pilot plant off the ground as well.
That's the hope.
Exactly. No, as I say, it's a fantastic product, and thank you, Emily, so much for talking to us about it today. I can't wait to get myself a pair of lab-grown leather shoes.